Oh,
Again.
Red Blaze is back on this episode.
Yes. Hello, welcome to another edition of Retro Reload, East Coast Edition. I am Charles, also known as Mr. Nikon. With me, I got Zach, also known as Red Blaze.
Hello.
I got Philip, also known as Cashew.
Hello, Cashew.
Cashew.
He's a nut.
Cashew.
I mean, we could talk about nuts if you want, but at least spell my name right. Sheesh. Hi, everyone.
It's Cashew.
Yeah.
And I got Jason, also known as Turf. And I got
Hey.
Chris, also known as Dash.
He's driving now, so
Not saying
can't wait.
anything.
He's an audio-only fellow.
Yes.
And
Very special audio.
I got Bad at Tacos. Mad Chaos.
I'm special too.
Okay. So
No
today
words.
we're talking exclusively about the 80s medical round and everything's named Flash. Or we could talk a little bit about Jurassic Park and, you know, what good,
If you guys want
games
to.
get into the retro gaming for like Nintendo and the Genesis. So, Jurassic World is coming out. I almost called it Jurassic Park: The Lost World, but so that's coming out tomorrow, I think.
I
Yes.
think so.
And
Yeah.
there were a few games for Jurassic Park that were released. You know, like recently on eBay, someone sold a refrigerator full of I don't know how many Jurassic Park Super NES games were in it.
Enough to fill a refrigerator.
Yeah, it's like
And an absolute
$1,400.
vodka.
Yeah, $1,400.
I think it was like 300 copies or something, but then there was a lot of other stuff like there's like a
For-
Sega CD version and like all this other
Yeah.
weird miscellaneous
Yeah,
stuff.
Didn't like one of the guys on the forums kind of ghost a guy into doing that or something? I remember seeing that.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that it was like a Nintendo age
Was it
thread
Brad that did
guy.
that?
He had a lot of copies, and people just started mailing him copies of that game, and then pretty soon he had like.
I'm
300
trying
of
to
them.
find it right now.
I'm pretty sure it was Brad that convinced him to do that, or Soera.
Oh yeah, he claimed that he convinced that guy to do that. I guess, or that's what he says. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I believe it. He's active on Nintendo Age, so I mean.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, but it's still pretty silly. The whole premise.
And go to the silliness. What do you think of the new movie coming out?
I thought, like, I'm not a Jurassic Park fan the slightest bit. I mean, I read the books and saw the first couple of movies, and I thought, okay, what else are you going to do with this? Why are you reviving this franchise? Dinosaurs eating people. It's been done. It's tired. Obviously, I'm not going to go see it tomorrow, so it's been done better by Godzilla as well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Here we go.
But that's just my 2 cents.
Well, I'm gonna be that guy because I'm excited to see it. I thoroughly enjoyed all the Jurassic Park movies. Well, I didn't like 3. 3 was kind of, but then I got to reading some of the Jurassic Park graphic novels because I'm an adult and I don't read comic books. So, anyways, I got into reading some of those, and they're fun. They're fantastic. So I mean, I like this world, and I'm glad there's a new movie coming out. Maybe we'll get some games to go along with it.
Maybe
they'll
yeah.
be better than the older games. So yeah,
You know,
that's what I think about it. I'm excited for it.
The one question I have about the movie is it supposed to be a reboot, or is it actually tying into the original 3?
it's
As far as I
From
know,
what I
tying in.
understand, it's tying in. It's like they finally got it to work. It's like, you know, Jurassic Park
Yeah.
happened, the disasters happened, and then like, oh, now we finally got this down. We're gonna make it work, and then they get the theme park open.
I think I heard
Yeah.
something they're dumping the second movie. It's supposed to be after the first movie, I think. How it's supposed to follow, they're dumping the second and third movies and just
Pretending as if
first.
those other 2 didn't happen.
yeah.
Interesting.
Personally, I think it's
That's
one of the,
I like that.
personally, I think that the whole scenario for it is completely stupid, and I'll probably end up seeing the movie anyways.
It's a movie. It's a
It-
popcorn movie. You go buy some popcorn, shut your brain
Yeah,
off
that's-
for a couple
yeah.
hours and watch it.
That's why I'll probably go see it. But I mean, come on, people get bored of dinosaurs, and where they decide to create a new one, and somehow that one gains intelligence.
Speaking of dinosaurs, I love the TV show.
They need to make a movie. They need to
my
make a movie
God.
of that.
No, they don't.
Yes.
I forgot
No.
about that show. Oh, good
'Cause it
memory.
would just be nowadays. It would just be CG, and it would be terrible.
Was that a Jim
Oh, yeah,
Henson
so
production, or was
whoever
that
shoots
someone
terrible,
else?
but,
I
Does
don't know.
anyone, does anyone remember if that was Jim Henson or not? Because I thought
Yeah,
it was,
I
but
think it was Jim Henson, yeah.
it was okay.
It was
Yeah.
it was Jim Henson.
Did you got
So-
Kevin Clash did the baby.
Speaking of
Does anybody
celebrities,
remember any other than the baby?
yeah, I remember the dad,
Who
the
did-
mom. She was. It was kind of
Maybe
it was
I
kind
mean,
of like a
names.
in some way, but the baby was the most memorable. So
Like the
Yeah,
the
baby
most
is-
memorable. How do we get off on the show? But I'm going to go anyways. The most memorable part of me for this show for me was there was one of the Robbie was this teenage son's name.
Yes.
He kept
Yeah.
breaking into the mating dance for no reason, and I didn't get that joke until I was older that he was going through the change. And he was
Aw.
starting it was
Mazel Tov.
it was funny. It was he couldn't help it. But yeah, I was older. I watched it like on Netflix, and I saw that. I'm like, I actually remember watching this on TGIF, and I did not get that joke.
TJF. Oh my God. This
I'll
really
put it
is
way back
retro
to-
reload because we're bringing
Yeah.
it back, y'all. I love it.
All right, back to
TGIF.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Jurassic
that's
Park
nice.
games. Did anybody play any Jurassic Park games? I played
No.
the NES game. It's overhead. It's a shooter. It's not bad. It's not good, but I mean
Yeah.
it's a fun little time killer, and it's cheap.
I disagree.
So
I disagree. Well, I agree that it's cheap. I agree that it's a fun time killer, but I disagree that it's not a good game. I think the graphics are good, the sound is good, the gameplay beat the game. At the end, slight spoiler, the credits don't just scroll around the screen. You actually walk around part of the island that unlocks that's nothing but you walking around, and there's different signs and billboards for all the companies that made the game. I thought that was kind of a cool touch that the credits were fully interactive.
that is cool.
Yeah.
I've never finished the game, so
You
maybe
know,
there's more to it.
now that I remember, my next door neighbors had a little tabletop pinball thing that was probably about from here to about here, as far as size goes, and it was based on Jurassic Park. I remember playing that. I got nothing to say about it other than that. But that's about the closest thing to
Funny enough.
Jurassic Park
Jurassic Park.
pinball table. game.
Yeah, that was my favorite pinball machine when I was growing up. The Jurassic Park pinball game was pretty fun. They had like a T-Rex in there. It would come down and pick up the ball and eat them, and then basically the eggs would hatch, which was like the multi-ball thing. It was pretty cool little game.
Yeah.
Was it Stern?
then-
I think Stern did it. I'm not sure anymore.
See who did that.
most likely
Daddy.
either them or Williams.
It was Data East did that.
It
one.
was Data East. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other pinball.
Man, the '90s were a cool time for pinball.
Yeah, the
I
pinball was
really wish
fun.
that would come back.
Although I do want to go check out that AC/DC pinball machine that released a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We can get into that a whole other story because I could get into pinball if it wasn't so expensive and so hard to fix.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, since I don't know anything about servos and motors, I'm too scared to buy one. So
Because-
I can tinker around a little bit with an arcade cabinet, but all those moving parts is too much. for me.
Freaking magnets. How do they work?
Anyways, Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're all ADD on
Super-
retro reels. We tend not to go off to other stuff, but
I mean, dinosaurs. You got Dinosaurs for Hire. That's pretty much the closest thing to something dinosaur related that I've played.
And there was that one Transformers show where one of the guys turned into a raptor, and he was cool.
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars, yeah. And my brother had that action figure, and let me tell you, assembling that was a pain to get him in and out of like human form. And the same thing with the T-Rex guy. They're
Well, I
both
remember
really.
I remember the McDonald's toys being freaking hard to deal with when it came to Transformers.
Is this where I insert a New Jersey joke, or should I wait till? I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry, how is that? I don't get it.
And you never will. I'm kidding. Jurassic Park.
so
All right, I think we.
Oh, the
Pretty much
Super
everything.
Nintendo game was there. There was a game.
The Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game?
I'm not a big fan, but I mean, it had different elements. I mean, it was different. You went in the buildings and it turned into like a first-person, almost dungeon crawler with the night vision and the raptors coming at you. I didn't get very deep in the game, but I did play it. I do have it, and it's still not good. Are there any? Yeah. The arcade game for Jurassic Park was fantastic. It's you set in the vehicle and you're shooting with a gun. It's a light gun / vehicle game. It's like an environmental cabin.
Okay.
That's really neat. That's fun.
I remember seeing that one. Yeah,
that looked I played that. That's pretty cool.
I want to play the Genesis
game. One shot.
I actually want to get around to playing the Genesis game one time, at least, just because I know you can play as a dinosaur in that.
Huh.
Yeah, the Genesis game, personally, I think the Genesis game was kind of overrated. I mean, the graphics were good, but they were way too dark for me. I spent half the game, especially if you're the Raptor. The Raptor just blends into the backgrounds and stuff, and the Raptor is incredibly difficult to control. His posture is all weird. The jumping, he never lands where you expect he's going to land. His attacks his melee attacks are really only close range, which makes it very difficult when everybody's shooting at you. And then when you play as Grant, it's like you're playing as like the 90-year-old version of Grant. He jumps very stiff. He walks very stiff. I wanted to like it because you can play Grant or you can play the dinosaur, but the reality is neither one of them was really fun for me.
But you get to play as a dinosaur. Nothing?
I found Primal Rage more fun than Jurassic Park, and that's saying something because the Primal Rage ports were terrible.
Primal Rage was awful. One of the worst fighting games. But it had dinosaurs, so I guess it's relevant. I played that one too, so I guess I'm not totally in the dark with Jurassic Park stuff. And Red Blaze became a raptor.
Yeah,
he's occasionally a raptor.
Occasionally a raptor.
Occasionally a raptor, occasionally.
Is that a full-time raptor?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta slip right into it.
Not quite good enough for the full-time.
Right, yeah. In this economy.
It's a part-time job.
Are those brontosauruses behind you there, or...?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, they look like...
Look behind.
Well, that volcano's about to, melt you guys right there.
A little
shit, I'm getting out of here.
Level event.
Brontosauruses, Brontosaurus, I don't know, however you say it. Yeah.
I think it's like deer. I think
it's a
Brontosaurus and then a group of Brontosaurus.
Remember, the plural for ox is oxen.
It was Littlefoot's mom. Oh wait, she got eaten by Sharptooth.
Littlefoot.
You'll have that from time to time.
Sharptooth.
So I just realized something that I should have realized a long time ago, right? This is back to Dinosaurs, the television show. Somebody should have told the husband that his wife definitely had to be fooling around because, like, every single one of their children was a different kind of dinosaur, I think, except for the baby. His daughter's like a triceratops. His son is like a raptor. I mean, what the hell? And neither him nor his wife are like a triceratops or a raptor.
Well,
so what's going on there?
I don't think they ever realized because they have really small brains, right? So.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. So.
Get Michael Jacobs on the phone now. What's he been
Jurassic Park, it's coming out, or Jurassic World's coming out. Maybe we should go see it. Maybe we shouldn't. The games suck.
Yeah,
how do y'all feel?
I'm right there with you, Jason. Way to conclude this topic. Are we done with this topic yet?
Yes. Has anybody got anything else about dinosaurs?
I like Godzilla and Gamera. Gamera's a big mutant dinosaur prehistoric turtle.
Pretty much this is all I got.
I like We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. That was cute.
How about Rugrats and Raptor?
Reptar.
Song go?
I don't remember.
There's a song about Reptar?
Yeah, it was like a little jingle or theme, or I don't know.
What about Trogdor?
Oh.
Trogdor! Trogdor!
Yeah, that song was in Guitar Hero. I couldn't believe they put that on there.
How cool was that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Funny enough, I actually met that guy at a concert, the creator of Homestar Runner.
Did you really?
Seriously, that's awesome.
One of the brothers' caps?
Yeah, it was in Atlanta. He's actually from Dunwoody, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the chance of getting him on the podcast?
Probably 0, because it was just like probably like it was just like, oh hey, I know you. You're the guy that made Homestar Runner. It's like, yeah, I did. Cool. It's just like,
Cool.
like,
See you next time.
It's a shame.
It's
You
funny,
could live right by
random
Woody Georgia
celebrities
too. I
met,
could have
Anyways,
I
stepped
also
over.
met like the drummer from Mastodon, but yeah, that was random encounter.
Eh.
It's like the original Fallout game. You know, you get like random encounters. Only it's life.
There's a lot of random encounters in the RPGs, yeah.
So,
I just like the
one
ones from Fallout. I'm sorry, they got like funny references in those. But anyway,
Okay.
we have another topic. Oh, you got another one?
I got one more dinosaur thing. The multiplayer game in Conquer, where you can either play as a dinosaur or the caveman. The caveman's point of the game is to get the eggs in order to eat them. And whereas as a T-Rex, you gotta try to eat the cavemen before they go and take your eggs.
That's some pretty good motivation there. They're gonna eat your babies.
It's a fun as hell game.
It's like Viva Pinata, only with dinosaurs.
Or that reminds me, any of you ever play Dino D-Day?
Nope.
No, it's a PC shooter. It's basically like World War II game where it's like a multiplayer, World War II shooter, but the Nazis harness the power of the dinosaur. So like some of the Nazi units, they have like T-Rexes with like cannons on them, and I don't know, just crazy stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, we are the Nazis. We will create the dinosaurs and they will attack the others.
Speaking of Nazis and dinosaurs, goddamn Kung Fury. Did you guys watch that?
No, I've been meaning to.
Holy shit.
Triceracop is an instant legend.
Triceracop? Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Boy.
Yeah, basically, if you haven't watched it, you have to.
And Hitler is played by one of the actors from The Lonely Island, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But anyway, we have another topic. This would be like intro to retro gaming. So, you want to start out like with an NES? We'll start with that, or Sega Genesis. So
Master System.
So.
Hey, you can get a power-based converter for your Genesis and play your Master System games on that.
Well, the reason we kind of thought about this topic, well, at least I did, because I see a lot of people kind of wanting to get into collecting, and they want to kind of cover almost all facets of systems and consoles and all that stuff, and a lot of times they don't know where to start, and I always suggest, well, why don't you start with the Nintendo? So that's why I'm anxious to see what everyone here recommends for first-time collectors to, and there's one right there, to look for along with their newly purchased Nintendo or their Retron. But for now, let's focus on Nintendo games, and I know everyone here has plenty to share, so yeah, let's see.
I'm going to say something. If you get a system, probably try to get the top loader. It's a less hassle to deal with.
And why is that?
Because you just put the game in and it starts without any issues.
You don't have to do this.
You got jail bars. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to, put it in, shove it around, and,
Hopefully it works.
version. Yeah.
Blow it.
Now,
Oh wait, that
don't
sounds
be
wrong.
a baby.
Or
Get
you
your
just
toaster.
clean it.
Get the NES toaster.
Toasters work
properly.
fine if you just clean them and
Exactly.
disable the
Bend
lockout
the pins
chip.
back.
Yeah.
They work great. They'll work first time every time.
Okay,
You
So,
give me 10 minutes with your toaster and I'll make it work.
that's what
All
she
right, back to
said.
the game.
Alright.
People into retro games.
Already made Tag Repairman.
All right. Anyways,
Somebody tell me, what's
so
the first game? What's the first game you would throw out there to somebody that was getting into retro collecting?
Right.
Charles, Mr. Nikon, go ahead. What would be your first recommendation?
Alright.
I go Mega Man 2.
heck yeah, high five.
Good call, man. Good
This
call. It's the
is-
cheapest of the Mega Man games.
Yeah, and this is, first Mega Man I got. I love it. I think it's probably one of the easiest of all the Mega Mans to get through.
I agree.
But it's still Mega Man hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not a cakewalk, and
But, no.
Once you
It's
get
very fair.
Yeah.
If you die on that game, it's your fault. You can't blame it on bad design or anything else. It is a very, very good game, and it is hard, it is challenging, but it is doable.
Yes.
Absolutely, and that's a great game just to introduce people to not just Nintendo, but like platforming and action and even a little bit of strategy.
Yeah.
One weapon works better against other robot bosses and enemies. And now, granted, when you get the Metal Man's weapon, you're kind of mastered the game, but there's still a lot of fun to be had. Well, okay, scratch that. When you get Metal Man's weapon and you've played it many times before, then you master the game. So, great recommendation.
All right.
What else?
I will say,
Zach, what were you holding up?
I was holding up Super C, the sequel to Contra. The main
Okay.
reason why I'm suggesting this over the original one is that it's a lot cheaper. Last I checked, the original Contra is going for 30 plus. This one only around $10.
It's
Okay.
a shame too, because there's like a million copies of Contra out there. Why is it $30?
Another game that's insanely high now.
It's not as well known, so it's cheaper, but it's just as good.
Okay.
Right.
Great.
Also,
Well, let's keep going down the road then. Jason, I'm sure you have some stuff to show off.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with what everybody should have started with, or everybody probably started with, Super Mario Brothers.
yes.
Okay.
There's not a. This is one of the top 10 best games, and it was one of the first. It defined a platforming game. I mean, it created a genre. You'll be hard pressed to find a game better than this. So there you go. Try Mario Brothers. You'll like it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fun. We can't see his face, but we know Bandit Chaos is there. And what's one you recommend just for like first timers who want to get into it?
Probably recommend you get a Famicom over it.
No, I don't know. I'm looking through my little stack here. Oh, I don't know. I'd probably say for a little arcade action, I just have to throw it out because it's probably like my favorite thing ever. But Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble, good one.
Not to be
Awesome.
There we
confused
go.
with Bubble Bobble.
Oh,
but
yes.
Bubble Bobble's
Hey.
okay, but the platformer
Try it again.
Bubble Bobble is great. Another good one. I know that V-Dash or Dash V or whatever his name is would like Blaster Master by Sunsoft.
And he has it right. Oh my God, that was on the money.
That's a great little gem right there. But
Bobble.
of course you got your Zeldas, but I mean you can keep going. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally with the stuff that I grabbed, I try to keep away from the usual stuff that people will say to Super Mario Brothers, the Zeldas, just because those are kind of givens.
Yeah.
Mr. Nikon, I remember on your Chicago Retro Gaming channel plug, you talked about how the Nintendo was your favorite
Shameless.
console of all time.
Yeah.
What's another game you have to show off for us?
Let's see. Like a game besides Duck Hunt. I like Wild Gunman.
Okay.
Fun game.
Very
Interesting, Back to the Future 2. You got a young Elijah Wood.
Elijah
And that's
Wood.
You have to use your hands.
It's like a baby store. Yeah, but this is another fun game. And also, Mario 3.
Oh yeah,
Which for
classic.
some reason, this is going for $15, $20 sometimes.
Really?
God, I've seen it just as bad as freaking Contra.
Like,
Wow.
let's see what else I got in my pile here.
Well, he's looking Sky Kid.
Now what's that game? I've never heard of that before.
Sky Kid.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It's probably one of the cutest looking airship shoot 'em ups on the system.
Okay. Cool.
If you want a good video on it, go look up Continuous video.
That was what? That was Namco, right?
No, Sunsoft.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
But I mean, actually, one thing that I really like is that when you get hit, you can actually get yourself out of the spiral downwards and by mashing the buttons.
Okay. Cool.
And where if you hit the girls at the end, they turn into something, I forget what, but it's pretty hilarious.
What else do I got
And
here?
I've got something for and y'all can laugh if you want to, but it's a good game. The Little Mermaid. This game is cheap. It's not very hard. This game is fun. all of
I'm
the
not gonna-
Capcom NES Disney games are fun. If
Yeah,
you're looking to get
can you
into
name a
something
bad
that's
Capcom game?
Let's see.
I'm sure there's out there, but I'm just speaking
Well, no,
hypothetically.
the Adventures in the Magic Kingdom's not the best, but the rest of and Tailspin maybe, but these Capcom Disney games are fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
all those Disney
Darkwing Duck.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
man, go ahead and tell us about that one.
yeah, tell us about that
Oh.
one. But I want to get back to that. So,
Freaking Darkwing Duck. This game is, this is a tough freaking game here. Try not to swear, because when you play this game, you'll swear so freaking much.
Your eyes will melt. Your blood would boil.
Oh, you know the tagline on that show. Let's get dangerous.
Oh yeah.
better watch out, you
When
bad
villains
boy.
trouble you.
It's it
When
just
villains trouble you,
some of
call
these
DW.
This looks like a job for Darkwing. Did you catch my good side? Duck.
some of the levels in Darkwing Duck are so tough. It's like this was a kid's game.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Oh, it was Nintendo hard for sure.
Yeah, this is cracked. My cartridge is cracked somehow. Oh.
Now, Turf. I mean, there's a bunch of Capcom games that they also have the Disney logo. Why Little Mermaid? Why did you hold that one up?
Because it's the one I had boxed.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Honestly, my favorite one is Chip and Dale.
I
It's
played
my
that.
favorite,
Okay.
Chippendale Dancers.
It's a very good Chip and Dale Dancers. Chip
Alright.
and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's probably my favorite Disney Capcom game. It's very fun. It's a co-op, and it's not very hard. Me and my son play it together. I've got a 5-year-old that plays it with me, so it's not very hard.
That's great.
It's a good game. It's just fun.
And there's also DuckTales.
See another one that I've got.
Oh
Another
yeah.
one- Oh,
You know, I want to
DuckTales
see.
and-
I want to see
DuckTales
Way
was
Forward.
good enough that they
Oh.
remastered it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say I want to see Way Forward remastered Darkwing Duck. Definitely.
Excuse me.
Just how good of a job they did with DuckTales.
I wish Darkwing Duck would come back.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was cool.
I mean, hell, they said that DuckTales is coming back, didn't they?
I heard
don't know
that.
about
Yes,
that.
yes, they're redoing. So they're making new cartoons.
Are they
Yeah.
really?
They are making new cartoons. Yeah.
I
Apparently
know,
there's enough interest in it. I mean,
You know, speaking of good cartoons with good games, Tiny Toons.
Yes, that's a great one right there.
This is a great platformer. It,
And it's really difficult. It was one of the hardest games I
I know, I
played.
mean, yeah, it's difficult,
is
but
that
it's
the
fun.
one that had like the different theme levels? Yeah, the different theme levels and there was like a Star Wars type level. Or was that the Super Nintendo one?
There's a forest. There's a city. There was help me out here, Red Blaze. There was
Fuck.
there was Montana Max's castle was the last level, which was so hard.
and of course it's
And we're-
the first
Okay,
night.
I'm thinking of the Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
Yeah, and where this one, you select a secondary character, and that's basically your power up.
Yeah, exactly. You start the game as
Yes.
Buster, and then once you get a certain, and you at the beginning screen you choose, Plucky, Furball, or Dizzy, and then when you get a power up, as Red Blaze mentioned, you turn into one of those, and each one had their own little powers. Like Plucky could glide, Furball can climb on walls, and Dizzy had that.
Dizzy would go Taz.
Spin. Yeah, and Dizzy was who I used for the last level because that's how I was able to get through that.
That Dizzy's the one Dizzy's the one that I tended to pick.
Yeah, same here. High five. Great minds. So, great game.
Yeah, there's another one that, and then like Red Blaze said a while ago, it is kind of expensive now, but it is the best game. And my favorite game on this is maybe not the best game, but my favorite, Contra.
Okay.
This
Contra.
fun run and gun shooters, man. It may not have been the first one, but it was the best one. People know the Konami, or they may call it they know the Konami code, but they call it the Contra code.
Yeah.
Because this game, it was that big. So yeah, Contra.
It'd be really funny if we all did it at the same time, but we didn't. So,
I left it up there.
1, 2, 3, go.
up, down, left, right. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, that's a deep cut right there.
You what?
So that's a Charles got or Mr.
Yeah,
Nikon's
Wrecking
got a
Crew.
deep cut in his hand.
Oh, geez, Wrecking Crew.
This is a fun game.
I know, but I was awful at it. Well, for those who don't know, explain Wrecking Crew to us, Charles. What's the premise?
You're pretty much you're Mario, and you're busting down walls, doors, ladders, and trying to avoid little robots that are trying to attack you, pretty much.
Yep.
And it's pretty much, you don't have to start at level 1. You can start at any level you want in this, which is...
Aren't the robots shaped like eggplants or something?
Something like that.
That was Burger Time, I thought, which is also a Nintendo game.
Well, Burger Time, it's like you're getting chased by eggs and...
What's with eggplants? There's eggplants and freaking ice climbers, too.
Yeah.
And Kid Icarus.
And Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
Yeah, the Kid Icarus. Yeah, that's the other one. They had like the eggplant wizard or something crazy.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
eggplant wizard.
Which
Must
I don't
be like
get.
a
I think eggplants are
staple
delicious, so they're good
Yeah,
for you.
Okay.
You know, another good affordable game is a classic Tetris.
Of course.
That's
You know,
worth every penny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Two-player.
It's only one player, this one.
I thought it was
Yeah,
two-player. It is?
The Tengen one. The Tengen one's 2-player.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I remember like first time I brought my girlfriend over to my house.
Giggity.
I said, I picked up saying, "Want to come to my house play Duck Hunt?" And we've been together ever since.
Romance.
Yeah. So yeah, and she does Rocky Horror in the Shadowcast, and at the end, Rocky Horror, there's a callback. I finally beat Tetris, and she didn't understand that till I beat Tetris when the the cathedral blasts off. Oh, that's what that means. I'm like, yeah.
Love it. Awesome. I know you guys have more to recommend. What's that you got there, Turf? Is that
That's
Castlevania?
Castlevania. Castlevania,
yes.
man. It's it's Castlevania. You got to stop Dracula. You've got a whip, and you're beating up every kind of movie monster there is.
Yeah.
You can't beat. This is a fun game. It's a great introduction. I mean, it is hard. That there's a Medusa heads and stupid knockback, but it's very fun and it's a good introduction to Nintendo. It is what Nintendo is.
Yeah, freaking
Pretty much
Konami, man. Konami had some great freaking titles.
Oh, Konami was
Oh,
on the
yeah.
money with
Freaking
Nintendo.
Ninja Gaiden and all those.
Ninja Gaiden was Tecmo.
Yeah, that was Tecmo.
But yeah, I mean, with Konami, freaking Life Force, Jackal, both really good games.
Now, are those two games affordable as well? Because retro gaming can be
As
expensive.
far as I know,
Okay.
they were around like
What's that you got, Charles?
Yeah, Jack was
Jack-
affordable. Yeah.
Okay.
Jackal is like the $5 game, right? Or so.
About that.
Yeah, and Life
Depending
Force,
on
I believe I bought this for like $3.
Life Force.
That being said, this game is retardedly hard.
That's no
retarded.
joke.
You
Not
can
trying
do
to offend
anything.
anybody there. I'm not trying to offend anybody by saying that. That just kind of slipped.
That's all right.
Then you got Shank and Attack. I mean Russian Attack.
You know, I don't have it near me, but Blaze of Steel, pretty much anything Konami or Capcom on the cover, you're good.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of like not in the same vein,
Also-
but since
also
Charles mentioned Mega Man 2, I do feel the need that if you don't want to hunt for the more expensive cartridges, because as we talked about before the show started, I guess Mega Man 5 and 6 and 4 are kind of pricey. There are options. So you can get the Mega Man collection for the PlayStation 2 or the GameCube. But Charles, do you have all of them?
I don't
There's a
have-
new anniversary edition coming out.
Yeah,
That's right, and a new
I was
anniversary.
just about to say that. Even though it's 1 through 6, it's only $14. That's about a little over $2 per game.
Yeah, that's
Which
really great bang for your buck. It doesn't have 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 for that matter, but
yeah, like
1 through
for
6 are
acting,
great.
Yeah, and where $14, like I said, and where you're paying $5 each on the Wii U Virtual Console, though I don't understand why they're not putting it on the Legacy Collection on the Wii U.
Well, that's why.
Actually,
Yeah,
I have a
but
question
they're
about
bringing it
that.
up-
Is that
Hang on,
Oh, go ahead.
they are bringing it out on the 3DS, which also has 1 through 6 on the Virtual Console.
Oh,
So
true,
there's
huh?
really that's really not an excuse.
Mr. Nikon's got his
right.
fan of games. I love it.
No, I don't have Mega Man 5 yet.
Is that the most expensive one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Hey,
back to the anniversary thing, not the one I held up, but the one that's coming out. Is that digital only, or is that physical release too?
I think
Digital
that
only.
maybe in Japan there's going to be a physical version.
Well, I know
But
what I'm
don't
doing.
quote me on it.
Import buying.
Hell yeah.
You know, Capcom just needs to learn. They did it with
Capcom
Resident
and
Evil
Konami,
also.
for that matter, have gone. I don't know what's going on with those two companies. Like, we had such high
Yeah.
regards for them back in the day, but now it's like they forgot who their fans were, you know?
Konami
Sega?
needs to stick their head out of their ass.
What's that you got there, Charles?
Got
Yeah.
What about
Classic.
Zelda 2?
I've left that up there. I didn't pull that one down, but
The Adventures of Link, that one?
yeah.
Yep, and Turf has it as well.
Box. Got one
Shiny.
up everybody.
I'm like,
I'm easily distracted.
it's ADD shiny.
I know.
There's a 5-screw too, so I don't know.
But remember, the ones that are golden are actually cheaper than the ones that are gray.
Yeah.
So it's only $2, as far as I remember.
Yeah, they're about the same, really. But I mean, the gray one's way harder to find.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to find that in Zelda 2. The gray one was way harder to find than the gold one.
Interesting. Okay.
Is there a gray Zelda too?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
And that's more expensive than Gold Zelda 2? I would get the gold one. Gold is pretty and shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it scratches easily.
But what?
Scratches easily.
Oh, it scratches easily? Well, I take care of my stuff, so.
That's just gold paint on a black cartridge.
Or another game like that does that. I don't know if you've ever seen Star Wars for the Famicom. Oh my God, it's like this metallic blue paint on it. And if you look online, like you just look on eBay, like it's hilarious. They're just all like really disgusting looking because all the paint just like flaked off. But yeah, that's a whole.
Right.
That's too funny.
You know what? One more recommendation for the NES: the Batman game.
Yes, I played that.
That is
It's
cheap
fun.
and fantastic.
Great game.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? I'm going to go grab this real quick.
All right. While he does that, Turf or Bad at KF, do you have some more like for starting out?
For starters,
For starters, I mean, I could hit into importing, but I think importing is usually kind of a habit that happens a little later, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. There's not really too much else I could really throw out. I mean, you got your classic, all your Nintendo stuff. One it's sometimes overlooked, and I think it might be because as far as like Nintendo games that came out.
Yes.
I mean, it's that I don't know. I'm trying to think. It came out late in the NES lifespan, so it kind of got overlooked. But Kirby's Adventure was pretty good.
I played that.
Yeah,
that's a good place to start too. It's a very fun game.
It's a really polished
not
game.
hard.
I mean, it pretty much takes advantage of the NES completely. The graphics are really good. The controls are good. The music, the soundtrack's amazing actually, as far as HAL games go. But yeah.
And Kirby's my favorite Nintendo mascot, so that's a great recommendation. But my question is it really pricey or?
Last I checked, it wasn't that bad.
It's between like 10 and $15, I think. It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not awful, but I mean it's not dirt cheap either. But
yeah. I mean, Anyways,
they're out there.
Okay.
What I was pulling up was just the Batman figure that's colored like the old NES game.
I think you showed us that before. I seem to remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, but not on air, I believe. But anyways, I just love how it has. I know you murdered my parents. Now you will dance. Now you will dance with the devil in pale moonlight. They also have one of these for the Predator game, but they didn't get the shorts right. They made them all orange instead of pink.
Turf is MIA. Though, Mr. Nikon, do you have any more things? I know you're a Nintendo fan, so.
Let's see. What else do I got here? I've got Operation Wolf.
What's that?
Operation Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Here you go.
Fun game, yeah.
Okay. probably inexpensive as well, so that's
You know,
good.
you can do it as a light gun, or you can use a controller.
Cool.
Well, don't you need the controller anyways for the game to throw grenades?
Yeah, you need it for the grenades, but you don't need the light gun for it.
Actually, I put that in the little rod tapper that's supposed to be used with dynamite in order to just hit the grenades with my foot while holding the gun.
Ah, nice. That works.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much covers 8-bit. Should we move on to like 16?
Well, I mean, we were going to talk about the Genesis, and
I think-
how much time do we have left anyway?
We have
Still got time.
We have about 20 minutes. We just spent 20 minutes talking about the NES, so I think that might be a good cutoff point.
All right, yeah. So the other one that we discussed for people who want to maybe get into retro gaming is the Sega Genesis, which is also a great system. And again, this is something I don't know much about, so I'm really anxious to see what everyone for people who want to start off with it, so the games can't be too expensive and whatnot.
Well, then, if you
It's
really
actually
want
a
cheap,
PlayStation 3 game.
yeah, if you really want cheap, go for the Sonic Genesis collection on the PS3.
Yeah.
Sonic
that's
games
like
are.
that's like 30 plus games on here.
Yeah, Sonic the
over
Hedgehog
40.
2 is probably the easiest to get for the Genesis.
Sonic 2?
Yeah.
Sonic,
Okay.
the original one and 2 are the easiest to get.
It seems like Sonic 2, there's like more copies of Sonic 2 than there are Sega Genesis out there.
About
So,
right.
I mean,
Every time I see a Sega Genesis sold on eBay, it's got like 2 or 3 copies of Sonic 2 of it. So I've got 3 copies of Sonic 2 here. So.
but yeah,
It's pretty funny. There's a used game store kind of close to where I live, and their selection isn't that great, but it's pretty funny. You go in, and it's like their Sega Genesis selection is basically like 20 copies of freaking like Sonic 2. It's pretty funny.
But
yeah, if I'm going to suggest a Sonic game on the Genesis, I'm going Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Just get them both because that's a complete game right there.
yeah.
All right.
It's like that when they're put together.
Yeah, they have connection power. What was it? What they call it?
Lock on
on
technology.
Lock cart technology. There we go.
Lock on. Oh, whatever.
Lock on technology.
There you go.
Mr. Nikon, what are you holding up?
I
then?
got a.
Oh, sorry. Who wants to go?
What do you got, Turf?
Yeah, go ahead, Turf.
No,
You
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay,
Here we go.
Okay, go.
Aladdin. The Disney games, once again, I'm a big fan of these. This is different than the Super Nintendo version. And
It is.
Aladdin actually has a sword, which is cool. This is a good game, and it's like $2 or $3. It's dirt cheap. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's also really challenging.
So there you go.
Like the flying
Goddamn
carpet
Lion
stages.
It's very, very tough.
Lion King. I got Streets of Rage 2.
Oh, good one. Really good one. Yeah.
You know, it says you can do 2 players on this,
Mm-hmm.
but the fun thing about playing 2 players, you can beat the crap out of the second player if you wanted to. Most time, you
Friendly fire.
or Revenge of Shinobi.
I have played that actually. I like Shinobi games. So. Now, are those both inexpensive? Because sometimes,
They're not too expensive.
because I figure Shinobi would be
Yeah.
kind of pricey because that's pretty popular, isn't it? Or am I thinking of something else?
But they made so many copies of it.
They
Shinobi
did.
or Revenge of Shinobi, and even like Shadow Dancer, are pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got one
mean-
that this is maybe a little bit more than some people want to spend, but it's not real expensive. Mutant League Football. It's like Madden 93's engine, I think maybe Madden something 90 something. The engine, but then you have like ogres and orcs and aliens and robots, and you can kill people, and like you can fight dirty. You can bribe the ref, and then if the other team realizes you're bribing the ref, they can kill the ref, and then you get a new ref. It's silly. It's fun. It's football that's not serious. This is actually a really fun game, even if you don't like football.
Wait, you can bribe officials? I'm from Chicago. I've
Yeah.
never heard of bribing anyone.
I love it.
All right. I'm gonna suggest Philios. It's a vertical shooter that's based on Greek mythology.
Cool.
It's very fun.
Philios.
Yeah.
So it's a vertical shooter.
Yeah.
So are you on like Pegasus or something like that? Or?
Yes. You're, on a
Sissy.
you're Apollo
Just
the
kidding.
sun god on Pegasus to go save Artemis, the goddess of the moon.
Yes.
Goddess
Okay.
of the moon and goddess of the hunt as well. Fun fact for you.
So here's another question for buying a Sega Genesis. Which version of the console do you guys all recommend? I like.
If you're not going for a Sega CD, I would suggest getting the first one. That way you can just use the headphone jack for stereo audio.
Okay.
And it has better sound. The first model has a better sound chip if you're really picky. And
Oh, there are two
but
versions of the first one too.
Well, I mean, if you can, get the one that says high definition graphics.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the Genesis that I tend to play on.
Okay.
Looks like a spaceship.
Yeah, I've got mine up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember you showing yours as well a while ago.
I don't want to pull that down, but
That's it with Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 in it.
there it is.
Tower of Power up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too sweet to be sour.
There's my shelf.
And I got the Power Base converter somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the Model 2. You know, it looks sleeker.
Interesting. I only have one Genesis game, but it's kind of like catered to my taste. It's called War Song. The problem with it is it's a little expensive because I guess there weren't that many made, but in Japan it's called Langrisser, which is basically like the prelude to the Growlancer series. And if you like real-time strategy games, you'll like War Song. You just have to, So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, if you're trying to get into retro gaming, there is something for everyone. Like it covers all genres, So.
Another game I want to say, Beyond Oasis, is basically as close as you're going to get to a Zelda game on the Genesis.
I've wanted to try that for a while, actually.
Yeah, but another side-scrolling shooter, I guess platformer you can call them, the Vector Man series. Very good. They're also on the Sonic Gems collection and the Genesis collection. Yes.
Tariff, you are like on the money with these. What else do people? Bandit Chaos. We haven't heard from you about this yet. What about you?
I don't have too much experience with the Genesis, but Zombies Ate My Neighbors. What else was another one? Earthworm Jim.
Oh, a good one. That's a good one to start with. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Funny game. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of launching.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
These are pretty fun too.
so I missed Earthworm Jim, huh?
Oh, and there they are right now. Earthworm Jim 1 and 2.
I actually have two
Somebody
on
said
the
something
Saturn.
about cow launching. I knew it would.
The cow launch
fun.
does have a purpose. You have to beat the game to find
Yes.
Did anyone watch the cartoon back when it was like on for like a season?
I love the cartoon.
I know.
I'm gonna look
loved
up for
it.
cartoon.
Everything else
Came on
was
the
great.
WB, I think.
Yeah, I think it was WB.
I wonder if they have it on DVD. Anyways, another game we gotta mention.
Everything is on DVD, right?
Another game you gotta mention. It was packed in originally, but eventually they didn't in favor of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
Altered
Yes.
Rise from the grave.
Power up.
Power up.
Oh wow, I remember that. Oh god.
You ever see the
This is a
Mega
good one.
64 episode of Altered Beast? That's pretty funny. No,
Turf, what were you going to show there?
I got the Adventures of Batman and Robin. This is another absolutely fantastic action adventure type game. I guess not action adventure, but like action platformer.
Yeah.
And then it has like different like shootings, like vertical shooter stages or horizontal shooter stages. Excuse me. And it's not real expensive. It's a very fun game, and it kind of shows off what the Genesis can do. It's very fun.
Great. Awesome.
Partially, personally, I'd go for the Sega CD version just because that's got like basically a lost episode of the Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Right. They wrote an entire episode of that cartoon for the Sega CD version of the game, but there's no loading times on the Genesis.
And with the Sega CD, isn't that kind of hard to? Aren't they kind of hard to find and set up and not new user friendly? Like the Genesis, you just pop in the cartridge, anyone can do it. You know, so.
I got 2 Sega CDs, so they're not that hard.
No.
Sure.
But they're hard. It's getting harder to find a working one. That's just
Yeah,
you're not gonna buy one day one.
Well,
and that's
model ones are the ones that are really hard to find working because more moving parts than that one.
Yeah.
And that was like the purpose of this, you know, this idea was, you know, for someone who just wants to start off, get their feet wet. I mean, the Genesis, I would recommend that miles away before I recommend the Sega CD.
Yeah.
Mr. Nikon, what were you holding up there, by the way, earlier?
This
I saw
is,
something.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter? Yeah.
My God.
So this is how I got it. The label is all.
Did the dog get to it?
I don't know what got it. This is how I bought it.
There's so many copies of that game, man. They're everywhere.
So is it expensive
there's
as
as many
well?
of those as there's Madden.
Yeah, so.
Good to know.
You know, there's, you know, which is better, the Sega version or the Super Nintendo version of the Street Fighter 2.
I don't know.
You know.
The Super Nintendo version is better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
the
Street
Super Nintendo
Fighter,
because of the
so...
buttons. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's got the button layout, so.
Also
I
got
actually played that not too long ago.
Some Dragon.
Look at that. That's cool.
I got the Super Nintendo version of that. That was actually the first Super Nintendo game I bought.
No, it's like I got a lot of other sports games, like the NHL hockey games.
You know, this hasn't been mentioned yet, and honestly, it's probably one of the bad box covers, I think. Strider.
Oh, yeah, I remember
The
that.
character on it looks nothing like the character.
Isn't Strider really expensive, though? I thought that was a pricey game.
Is it?
It probably
Like,
is. I wouldn't be
PlayStation
surprised.
1 is really expensive, so it'd be hard to recommend people to get it.
If we're going to bad cover art, you got the first Mega Man.
Mega Man, yeah, that was bad.
It's like, okay, let's draw something. Okay, my 6-year-old drew this. Let's use it for
Isn't that expensive? It's about, look on Amazon anyway. It's like $15. I'm sure you can get it cheaper.
Strider,
while,
you're talking about?
Yeah, Strider.
That's Strider. Okay, good. I must be thinking about it. The PlayStation 1 version is really expensive, so good to know.
These are a couple of good games that are they're not cheap anymore because people started getting into Genesis and started buying. They used to be cheap, but Contra Hardcore. Just of course, I'm a Contra whore. Y'all should know that by now. And I'm also a Castlevania whore. So here's the Castlevania Bloodlines.
Oh, yeah, that one's
good
expensive.
games that really could show off what the Genesis could do. This is, I mean, especially this one. And you couldn't get these anywhere else. They were Genesis exclusives. So that's a couple of really good games. If you want to get into collecting and you want to get something that maybe it's not expensive. It's not like Musha expensive or whatever else is expensive on the Genesis. I mean, it's like $50, it's like it is new. So these are both really, really good games. They're not cheap like the rest of these other ones we've been showing, but they're worth the money. They're more worth the money, I think, than Vector Man, and Vector Man's like $5.
Okay.
But not to say Vector Man's a bad game, but these are just so exceptional. They're just so good.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Yeah. So I guess I tell people, how much are you willing to spend, and because oftentimes the more you spend, usually the more bang you get for your buck. Not always. Sometimes there's rare games that are flops, but in the case of Castlevania, like I've seen that game go for a pretty penny, but it looks like a lot of fun, so it's probably worth it.
And kind of in the Genesis realm, what I've noticed, and I'm not a huge Genesis collector, I buy them when I see them, but it seems like the games that are good on the Genesis are more expensive than the ones that aren't. And does that make sense? I mean, but like Nintendo, you have some trash that might be, world-class track meets, $5,000 or $6,000, and it's nothing. It's just because it's rare, and everybody wants to complete a set. With the Genesis, it seems like the games
Cheetah Man or whatever.
Right.
Cheetah,
Or like
that's not even a license.
Caltron, like Caltron 6 and 1. But but the games on the Genesis, it seems like, that are expensive are the ones that are really good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some more that are over the $100 range, but most of the Genesis games, they stop about $50 or $60, unless you get into some of the crazy stuff that nobody has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another good one that I have that I like is Rocket Knight Adventures. That's a fun one, little gem, I guess, that people haven't found out about until recently.
Yeah.
It's not in a
action
box.
platformer. It's fun. It's not super expensive. Yeah, I know, man. I found it cheap. I take what I can get.
Yeah.
These two aren't in the box either. I had to get repro boxes.
Okay.
But they look cool.
You know,
I have the cardboard
looking
box ones, the Majesco re-releases, but
I was looking at the cover for Sonic Genesis, and I realized that there was another game that I forgot to grab. Is Rise Star.
Oh, I played that. Yeah.
That is a fun game.
And there he is.
I think we have
on
the same
money once
taste.
again with it.
Let me see.
We have the same taste in Genesis games. Let me tell you.
You know, something else I want to say. If you guys people want to get in collecting, get some game bits.
You want to explain to that?
Oh, yeah.
Because you can see it better on the Genesis. You've got this little
Those.
special screw. Sometimes you have to get in here, clean the cartridge out, and sometimes you have batteries. You may have to change the battery, which is a whole nother
Focus.
thing to do. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
There's,
This is a smaller one, but still, you can tend to get them together.
yeah, the older Nintendo games, the 5-screw cartridges, all they have is take a little small flathead.
Mm-hmm.
You get into them easily, but game bits are cheap. You get a whole set of 3 for about $6-7 sometimes.
Big 3?
Yeah, there's
a Y-wing, too.
There's a Y, yeah.
Oh,
It's for like getting in the
Game Boy
DS.
the
Advance.
Tri-Wing.
Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance.
That's-
Yeah, Tri-Wing.
So
Yeah, basically, I mean, for the game bits, I just type in Nintendo Security Bit, and that's what pops up.
yeah, and even the console has the same bit on it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
especially for
The one-
some of the
The ones you find on the cartridges are the smaller ones. The ones you find on the console are the bigger ones.
yeah, and I think the Genesis cartridges take the bigger one, and the Nintendo ones take the smaller one too.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Well, did you guys like this topic idea? Do you want to do it for other consoles and future episodes at all? Like,
I loved it, but I like talking about weird stuff. I like talking about the games, so.
yeah, it's all about we're all about gaming here at Retro Reload. But I mean, we could talk about games for hours on end. But for people who want to start getting into the collecting thing, I think it's a good idea just to give some cheaper recommendations that are still fun. You can recommend a cheap sports title, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
And another thing when you're collecting, go for games that you want to play. Don't just get games because they might be expensive or they might get up in value. If you're going for value, don't get into retro games.
Yeah, you should
not anymore
because you want to play it, not because you want to
definitely not nowadays.
look at it. So, well, we have about 1 minute left in the hour. Any final thoughts on anything?
I'll tell you what, guys. As far as this collecting goes, we've shown y'all some real good things that titles that you can get relatively cheap. Don't be scared to grab some of these. They're very good games that are very reasonably inexpensive. I mean, we've hit a few that were around the $50 range, and we haven't had anything crazy expensive. So I think this has been a good place to start with some really fun games that you can really enjoy retro gaming.
Yeah.
And of course, go to garage sales, go to the flea market, just go there, check out the stuff. You can tend to get bundles of stuff. I mean, I got Mario 3 and Contra in the same bundle, and the whole bundle together cost me about $250 each game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind,
$2.
garage sales are hit or miss, but that's a good suggestion. Definitely check them out. You never know what you can find.
Yeah.
And there are some variants, and some, especially the older NES games. Like Wrecking Crew, there's a 5-screw version, then there's a 3-screw version, and I think there's a small amount of Wrecking Crews that may have had the Famicom adapter in them. And the ones that have the Famicom adapter, those are going to be like double or triple the price of your standard one. So
Okay.
Yeah, and even check out the resellers, because you don't know, you might get lucky and find James Buster Douglas on Knockout Boxing on a Sega Master System for $3.
yeah.
Okay.
And another thing, you want to play some of these NES games and you want to do light guns, you have to have a standard TV right there.
Yes. Good point. Keep good piece of insight there.
Because the light gun won't really work correctly on a flat screen. And I think there are ways you could mod the gun out so it will work, I've seen.
That's the first that I've heard.
I've seen it somewhere online at some point, but I don't remember where I saw it. You know.
Well, eh.
I've got 2 other Zapper guns over there, so.
I mean, if you really want to play Duck Hunt and you can't find an NES anywheres or a CRT for some strange reason, just get the Wii U and purchase it on Virtual Console.
But it's not the same. You can't go up to the screen, you know, and play it like this.
Doesn't matter how much you do that, you still can't shoot the dog.
Nope.
Yeah.
And trust me, I've tried. We've all tried.
And there's a light bulb trick which I never tried.
Who?
The light bulb trick, you just put the Zapper gun right against a light,
Oh.
fire away, and it's supposed to register a hit.
It doesn't.
Never. Yeah.
I mean, hell, I think I did that with the modern TV just for the hell of it. Still didn't work.
But anyone else got any closing thoughts?
Well, keep in mind, everyone, like, this isn't like a topic about Nintendo or about Genesis. It was about games to get people into the collecting hobby.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely hopefully we'll cover those consoles in more depth on future episodes.
Yes.
And
So.
And we're actually, I would just say, if you're going to get into collecting, you might want to try the more modern, the last modern system, the 360, the PS3 first, just because those games are going to be dirt cheap very soon.
But that won't last, and as we learned from the PS2, that will not last. So.
But for some reason, it hasn't seemed to hit the Xbox yet.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I still gotta get an
You
Xbox
see,
360.
you see them going up a little bit, but not like the PS2 or GameCube.
Okay. Well, so
Is that going to do it for this one?
It
Yeah.
should. If anyone else has any closing thoughts.
All right,
Stay
guys.
gaming.
Well, check us out on Twitter.
yes,
Check us out on
Instagram,
Twitter with Retro Podcast.
Retro Reload Podcast.
Like us on
Instagram.
Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Like us on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button. Everybody likes a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Decent
Donut
night.
though.
Check us
Check
out.
out.
We're here Tuesdays. We're live Tuesday and Thursday nights, so y'all check us out. Stick with us. Let
Yes.
us know what you think. Let us know how we can change the show a little bit. We're still
Check
trying
out
to find
the
our
forum
place on
section
here.
for
It's
the
just a bunch
Retro
of
Reload
technical heads
podcast.
talking games.
Fine. Check out the forum section on
And more
VG
importantly than
Collect.
any of this, check out vgcollect.com. That's
Yes,
what's
check out VG Collect.
which we have
Great
our own
site.
forum section now.
Yes.
We do. Thanks, T-Pug.
Yeah.
For your
I'm
help.
trying to mention, but kept getting interrupted. It's like you're.
And as always, thanks for watching. If you tuned in, I don't think anyone tuned in, but if you
We
didn't
had
tune in,
3 viewers tonight. Thank you.
All right, what-
3 viewers.
How
One
many?
of them is Canadian.
all right.
I'm pretty sure one of them is Canadian. The other is probably Fighter Pilot.
Yep. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, Fighter Pilot and Foxshot, you were missed.
Yes. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week with more fun topics. Good night.
Peace.
Don't do drugs.
Winners don't do drugs.